Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming pattern for the month of November and kind of where expectations are according to the models. Anyways, before we get into things, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, what are your thoughts for November? Will it go down as a colder or a warmer month? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's just get straight into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at the first frame here on our model run. And as you can see, we do have some colder temperatures here in the east as well as the southwest, with kind of a warm area in between. Right now in Virginia, it's 52.2 degrees outside, which is kind of cold compared to what it's been like for the lows lately. It's 6:30 a.m. right now. So it is kind of near the low temperature. I think we got down to 50 when I first woke up, but it is a little bit colder than what we've been dealing with, and especially probably there in those greens for Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and Ohio. You're probably feeling it a little bit worse over there. Now, by the time we reach the high temperatures tomorrow, you can see things will warm up near the eastern seaboard, but we still have some deeper cold that is around further inland, especially for those Gulf states and some of the plains as well as the Ohio Valley. These areas are a little bit cooler by the time we're reaching the 28th. Now let's move on to the 29th here. High temperatures on Friday, and as you can see, those Gulf states are really cool by this point. We have widespread temperatures of 10 to 15 degrees below normal there in the greens, and also those kind of purplish pastels there within the greens. That is where we're about around 15 to 20 degrees below normal. So there is a significant departure from what is typical for those regions. And by the time we're reaching Saturday, and this is going to be October 30th, you could see those cooler temperatures actually reach a little bit further eastward here, spreading to a lot of the eastern seaboard. But we can see there's a warm up right behind it. And by the time we reach Halloween, there is some colder temperatures around. But there's a warm up there for the Ohio Valley, the south central United States, as well as the Great Lakes and the Northeast. Basically, the Southeast is holding on to some of that cold, but it is nearing an end. But right behind it, we can see there is a significant cool down that is much more potent than even this first one was, knocking on the door, and that one's going to be moving in right after this one. So it's going to be back to back, and I think there could even be a third one. We're going to show that at the end of the video that could be even more significant than any of them as we take a more medium to long range later on in this video. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to move on towards November 1st, where things are really going to get going. All right, now here we are by time we are reaching Monday, November 1st, around the afternoon time. And as you can see, those colder temperatures have reached down into the south central United States, as well as the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. The eastern seaboard there dealing with a bit of a warm up, but this is going to very quickly come to an end. As by the time we reach Tuesday, November 2nd, you can see this cold air mass is really pushing eastward, and it's building in even more potent by this point. Really gonna make itself known. We are gonna feel that difference because, the prior days, the first and the second, are gonna be quite warm for some folks, and then that cold is really gonna make its way in, and that's when we're gonna feel a very significant departure from what is typical, and especially what we've been feeling. Here's by the time we're reaching the high temperatures on November 3rd, and as you can see, we're dealing with a bit of a southeast ridge, trying to hold on, but rest assured that will come to an end. But we do have that colder air building in even further for the central United States, 10 to 15 degrees below normal now for those green regions. Very large area with those temperatures, and things get even worse by the time we reach the afternoon hours of Thursday, November 4th. As you can see, this is even more potent than it was the frame before. A very significant departure from what is normal here in those greens, especially, which is again 10 to 15 degrees below normal. And then we have those blues within the greens. I always say they have a more purplish tint to them. Those are 15 to 30 degrees, or sorry, 15 to 25 degrees below normal. And then those magentas that you see within some of those blues there, that is where we're 25 to 30 degrees below normal. So yes, a very huge departure from normal. And here's the actual temperatures on the high temperatures of Thursday, November 4th. As you can see, widespread 40s and 50s going on for a lot of these folks here. We see all the way down to the Gulf states, the northern regions of the Gulf states. We see 40s for the high temperatures, by the way. For early November, that's actually quite impressive. If this was late November or early December, I wouldn't really be batting an eye. But your average temperature has another 10 degrees to drop by the time we reach, December 1st. So this is pretty impressive, and it does take a very significant departure from normal. Now here is by time we're taking a look at Friday, November 5th, around the high temperature. And as you can see, these temperatures just get even cooler and push further eastward. This is a long-lived Arctic cool down. I mean, very significant departure from what is typical. Like I said before, in the southeast, especially by this frame, things are looking 20 to 30 degrees below normal easily. Again, this is the high temperatures, but let's take a look at those actual temperatures on the high temperatures. And as you can see, a lot of those high temperatures a little bit further inland for areas like Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina are reaching into the mid to low 30s according to this model by this frame. So yes, if this was to occur this way, this would be a huge, huge cool down. And to go from 70s and 80s to this in a matter of a week or two is very significant. Obviously going to be shocking if it was to play out to this extent. I think at least we can deal with 50s and 40s, but 30s is a stretch. But this model is showing that as a possibility, and that means it is possible. Many other folks closer to the coast are in the mid to low 50s, which will still be quite cold, but just not mid to low 30s for sure. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to move on towards Saturday the 6th, Sunday the 7th, and then we're going to bump towards Wednesday the 10th. And then even Thursday the 11th, and just take a look at another massive cooldown that could take place just a couple of days later. Now here we are taking a look at about Saturday, November 6th, like I said, and as you can see, things aren't quite as cold compared to normal as they were. Obviously, if it wasn't for those, blues and magentas within the greens, I probably wouldn't be talking about it this way, but this is a bit of a warm-up from the day before. Still, 10 to 15 degrees below normal, which is still going to be cold. It's just going to feel like a warm-up compared to the previous 2 days, according to this model. And by the time we reach Sunday, November 7th, you can see that cool down is coming to an end. We do have those below normal temperatures around, but technically, this is coming to an end. And by the time we reach Wednesday, you can see a big warm-up actually hits. This is 2 a.m. though, so it'll likely still be quite cool because it is the low temperatures. And we can see another cool down moving in by this point. This is a little bit longer range, to take it with a grain of salt, but this is by the 10th, which is about 14 days from now. And as you can see, those blues are moving in once again. But by the time we reach the high temperatures on Wednesday, November 10th, you can see that those greens reappear, and we have another massive cool down here for the eastern United States popping up on this model. It just never ends here. And then by the time we reach about 2 p.m. here on Thursday, November 11th, you can see that we have a massive cool down again. Those blues within the green showing up, and even the magentas within those blues showing up again. Just a massive, massive cool down once more. Keep in mind, this is about, 7 days later, maybe a week later from that first cool down. So don't be shocked, but here is the actual high temperatures according to this model. Again, take it with a grain of salt because it is very far out. But now we have widespread mid to low 30s for basically all of the Ohio Valley, Upper Midwest, and Great Lakes regions. And then widespread low 50s and upper 40s for pretty much all of the surrounding regions. So this would be another very significant cool down. And these big cool downs in November will bring winter conditions, basically. If you're getting those 10 to 20 degree below normal temperatures, that is pretty much near your wintertime average highs. So, we are taking a look at 2 potential winter-like cooldowns for the month of November. Anyway, for our confidence tab today, we're at a 4 out of 6. I am confident. I'm very confident in a lot of things, and I'm, not so confident in some of those other more long-range things we talked about, but that brings us to about a 50 to 60% confidence today. For today's comment of the day, we talked about a very slim chance snowstorm that the model showed yesterday. And I asked you guys, what do you think the chances of this actually happening? And Eastern Iowa Weather said, I would say maybe a maximum of 20 to 30% chance of that snowstorm occurring based on poor run-to-run model continuity and significant model inconsistency. And I definitely agree on all points there. Again, our confidence tab yesterday, I think, was at a 2 out of 6. So that, obviously my confidence was also around a 20 to 30% chance. But it was the first snowstorm chance outside of kind of the western third of the country. So I did want to talk about it. But I think it is a pretty low chance as well. And I did make that clear in the video as well. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons. Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Litter the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, and Patrick Strickland as well. I would also like to thank our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kodalesa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Cindy Klein, Alan Goodmaben, Bill Dallas, Gary's, John Cleese, Dwight Valen, Stephen Kernethal, and Thomas D. Barr as well. If you'd like to be part of this very awesome Patreon and screen of the day, you can do so by joining our very amazing Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. I would also like to thank our channel members Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and as always, subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.